Nature is rarely quiet or completely still. But today, the silence is incredibly heavy. There has been a death in the forest. They do not approach the fallen companion. They do not attempt to scavenge the remains. They just stand on the branches and watch. Is this a cold scientific investigation? Or is it a deeply spiritual funeral? Today, we explore the heavy hearts of birds. For decades, we viewed birds as biological machines, hardwired only for instinct and devoid of feeling. But science is beginning to pull back the curtain. We walk a very fine line with our imagination, while observing the absolute and undeniable truth. The University of Washington took this mystery to the lab. Crows use these gatherings to identify local threats. They are learning exactly who the predator is. But they also show signs of acute social stress. It is more than data. It is a social trauma. Then, there are the profound lifelong romantic bonds. Think of the swans, the albatrosses, and the cranes. These are not just simple evolutionary mating contracts. When a mate dies, the survivor often stops eating. They completely stop singing their daily songs. In the avian world, a broken heart is a death sentence. But the most visible pain is found in our homes. Welcome to the tragic reality of the captivity crisis. Separation anxiety is not just basic bird boredom. It is a form of desperate self-mutilation. This behavior is a psychological cry for help. These birds have the emotional intelligence of a child. Imagine that child locked away for 20 hours a day. Their psychological pain is as real as ours. But where there is grief, there is also empathy. Welcome to the parameters of the empathy test. Displaying prosocial behavior without any personal gain. Consolation was once thought to be uniquely human. They understand the heavy feeling of defeat in others. How is this emotional depth possible in small spaces? It is time to rethink the term bird brain. The pallium is the seat of complex emotions. They pack millions of neurons into a dense center. The chemistry of sorrow is universal across species. They do not just operate on blind survival instincts. They have real lives and unique individual stories. Have you ever seen a bird express deep emotion? Join us as we explore the avian mind. Listen to the long caw of the mourning crow. There is a silent ghost in the wings today. Enter into a moment of final profound silence, witnessing the immense power of the interspecies bond, remaining completely loyal until the absolute end, capturing the stark and beautiful visual of sadness. But the look in their eyes says more than enough. Finding a unique strength in the collective colony, experiencing a form of emotional catharsis in the wild. The song becomes a powerful emotional outlet. Listening to a distorted and highly erratic melody, documenting the sudden and tragic loss of rhythm. The lonely albatross faces the tragedy of the ocean, coping with the permanent absence of a partner. Understanding the deeply ingrained habits of the heart, feeling the invisible tension in the quiet branches, reading the hidden signals of a stressed flock. We are learning to become much better observers, discovering the slow path to true emotional healing, finding a small glimmer of hope and regrowth, healing through the power of community friendship. A profound lesson for all species on Earth, remembering the ancient ritual of the funeral dance, acknowledging the psychological presence of the ghost, teaching empathy to the next generation of humans. We actually have to be taught not to care, looking at them with a completely objective gaze, validating the emotional experience of the animal kingdom, recognizing gratitude as a genuine avian emotion, a deep philosophical inquiry into the nature of mind, a small token of a very big feeling left behind, the utter destruction of the natural home, the tragic reality of the homeless bird, their intense emotional investment in a specific place, feeling the magnetic pull of home across oceans, the internal fire of an unexpressed emotion. The cuddle chemical oxytocin exists in the wings. It is the biological drive for love and attachment, experiencing the pain of social rejection by the flock. The recognizable body language of the avian blues, the overwhelming joy of a seasonal reunion. Witnessing a moment of pure and unadulterated excitement. You cannot have deep love without deep grief. The silent tragedy of the forgotten pets, hearing a tiny, sad peep in an empty room. Silence is the loudest indicator of suffering. Using music therapy to heal birds in captivity. Watching the spark of life slowly returning. The quiet mourning of what could have been. Surviving the high stakes of nature's daily game. The powerful maternal instinct of constant care. Feeling the immense scale of isolation in the sky. A sharp cry out of place in the afternoon heat. Listening carefully to the anomalies in behavior. Exercising a form of protective empathy for humans. Saying through a soft posture, I am here. The beauty of interspecies grief between companions. The undeniable universality of loss and transition. Playing a lonely game of survival in the shadows. The incredible healing power of physical touch. Comfort is found in the huddling of the flock. Our moral choice in the relationship with nature. Remembering the value of these very small lives. Writing a promise that they are never forgotten. Drawing strength from the collective group memory. Social survival is an art form in the wild. Radical altruism exists in the behavior of helpers. Watching the spark of life passing on to others. A silent question. Do you see me standing here? Crossing the final philosophical bridge between worlds. A soft breath in the quiet of the morning. The formal closing of a very long day. The watchful spirit remains in the old tree. Love is the true engine of the avian heart, documenting the visible emotion of a mother bird. Feeling the steady, ancient drum of life, providing a safe harbor for the broken wings. Listen carefully to the silence of your own pet. Entering a state of deep and quiet contemplation. A trailing raindrop is a metaphor for a tear. Recognizing the first small sign of recovery. Offering words of quiet encouragement to the wild. Watching a soul emerging from the heavy gray. The vibrant beauty eventually returns to the garden. hearing a loud, vibrant singing from the branches, reaching a state of emotional resolution and peace. The bird stands as the messenger of empathy. A sacred connection has been made today, listening closely to the triumphant sound of life, accepting the final lesson the wild has to teach. This is the journey of understanding the avian mind, navigating the great emotional journey of existence, ensuring that there is no one left behind, offering our support to the wings that fail, finding comfort in our shared, complicated world, appreciating our beautifully blended lives and spaces. What do they actually see in their sleep? Finding a seed of hope in their subconscious dreams, participating in the daily renewal of the earth. It all comes down to the essence of life. A lesson in self-love from the clean feathers. Taking a moment for honest, personal reflection. Simply being there for them is a massive victory. Saying to the wild, I know your pain, marveling at the intricate balance of nature's design. The end of the wake has finally arrived. The flock disperses, finding a sense of closure. Life moves on, but the heart always remembers. The grand cycle of life begins all over again. Looking forward to the future of our relationship, making a quiet and final exit from the woods. Share your personal experiences in the comments below, recording the hidden sounds of animal emotion. Next time, we look at the sky's true geniuses, soaking in the final atmosphere of the wilderness, honoring the message of the avian minds community. Subscribe today to protect our feathered friends.